Come with me to spend 1 week in Sapporo, Hokkaido. I haven't been back to Hokkaido in over 3 years now, and I couldn't wait to explore this snowy territory. I'm going to be eating lots of delicious food, exploring the region, and just doing the best things you can in this amazing city. So let's go. The easiest way to access Hokkaido, well, Sapporo, is by flying, and so I'm heading there from Haneda Airport to Shin Chitose Airport. And I was actually supposed to go to Sapporo on a work trip, but the client ghosted me last minute, even though I had everything booked and prepared. So I thought I'd make the most of it and just, well, enjoy myself. So let's go on this 1 week with nothing planned because everything fell through. If you're going to travel anywhere in Japan, the airports are actually really good here. There's lots of food, souvenirs, convenience stores inside the airport before and after the gates. So I picked up a couple of snacks before boarding the flight. I was flying with Skymark, which is one of the honestly better airlines in Japan, but it's not as expensive as like JAL or ANA, but they don't give you food or drinks really. So I got these snacks, and this is like a Hokkaido milk, but the texture and what it was not what I expected. It was like a freeze-dried snack. I was just kind of getting prepared for the Hokkaido dairy, which is super famous. Now, boarded the flight, it was very full, so I decided I'm going to pop my mask on just in case. It is flu season and allergy season, so everyone's coughing, but oh my goodness, see the Pikachu plane? If you fly Skymark, there's a good chance you're going to be on the Pokemon plane. Look at it, it's like all themed, and this one isn't even the official one. It's actually my dream to board one of the Pokemon flights. But alas, today was not the Pokemon plane. Now, it was only about a 2-hour flight to Sapporo or less. Super easy to get there. I don't understand people who rush off the plane, like we're all going the same place, people. I'm always the last one to get off. And I actually was waiting for my friend Maya, hello Maya, who was arriving from another flight. She took an even cheaper plane from Narita to Sapporo, so we just met at the airport. Kanpai. So if you want to go into the city, it's really common to take this rapid train service, which was super easy. You just hop on the train and it takes you right to Sapporo station. Bing, here we are. It was very busy, but it wasn't snowy. I was kind of disappointed, like look at the snow. Just dead snow. Just dead. Like what is that? That looks shit. No, cigarettes. My first time getting street snap for a reel. This was a fun experience and very unexpected, but we did not have any of our makeup on. But this is our room tour, Lamplight Books Hotel. Yeah, what's the view? Oh, is there a view? Let's go, open it. Oh, let's go.
With snow. That's cute.
Okay, maybe not. It's a very compact room. Toilet. That's a nice toilet. The shower looks reasonable actually. Oh, this is nice.
Oh, even the bathtub.
Yeah, we gotta get some bath bombs. We arrived quite late in the afternoon and we were starving, so we decided to have some dinner. Now, I'm actually going around filming a lot of food in Sapporo, so you're gonna have to wait for the next video to come out to find out all the locations and food information. But this was one of the things I decided that I'm gonna do work-wise while I'm in Sapporo. However, I'm gonna take you around to some things that weren't all in that food video, like this milk bar. Now, this milk bar was the craziest place I've ever seen. Well, I had it favorited on my Google Maps for the longest time, and we went in and it was literally ice cream but with shots, and the woman running this place was so particular about how you eat it. She was like, no, don't eat it like this. You need to put the osake, so the alcohol, on top, and then you let it drip down, and then you eat your ice cream. And she wouldn't even give me water. She's like, you can't have water. It's gonna ruin the taste of the ice cream. And I was like, I am so thirsty and I'm drinking alcohol. Please let me have water. Anyway, it was a wild experience. It was about 2,000 yen for this ice cream alcohol thing. Yeah, it was really funny. So I do recommend it if you want like a kind of unique dining cafe experience in the evening here in Sapporo. Why isn't it snowing?
Right?
It's just raining.
I don't know.
One of the main night districts in Sapporo is Susukino, which is actually where the hotel we're staying at is located. This was a super convenient place to be staying, like easy access to restaurants, transport, and everything. So I'm really glad I booked the hotel there. We have the matching earmuffs. The next day, we wanted to try another one of the famous local dishes because it was Maya's first time, which is soup curry. We had a blast eating this. It was so delicious, and once again, this is going to come out of my other video, so stay tuned. And then after lunch, we were just wandering around looking at all this sad snow. And on the street, I noticed they had these bags inside of this locker, which helps to, I guess, melt the snow. And obviously, I didn't grow up in a town that had a lot of snow, so seeing this just for the people of the town to use when necessary was kind of cool. And I was like, oh my god, never really seen that before.
Sapporo Tower.
I will say I was a little sad to see all the dirty snow. It wasn't even slushy, it was just like dirty, but that just means I gotta come back earlier next year. Oldori Park was very deserted. But guys, look at my nails. This is what I actually got for the Hokkaido trip because I thought it was wintry. The color on the image was a little more blue, but in real life it turned out pink. But you know, it's all good. This is one of the most iconic places in Sapporo too, the clock tower as well as this Sapporo Tower. But it was too cold to stay outside, and I'm actually still injured here, so we were trying not to walk too much, and I found a cafe located nearby, but it was kind of an adventure to find it. Like, you had to go down these stairs, around the corner. It was very hidden, but it was worth the adventure to find this because it was like a little hidden gem. It was very quiet and quaint. It was a kisaten, which is the traditional style of cafe. Oh, this was my favorite kind of atmosphere, and it's perfect on a chilly cold day. We both ordered the royal milk tea, which is another classic drink. I think it's from Hokkaido. It's a nice black tea with milk. I also ordered their scone, which was delicious. I think they must make it in-house. It had a bit of cream. Perfecto desu. With that, it was already evening by the time we left, and we took a bus back into Susukino. Maya wanted to check out some of the game centers, and of course, because this is the night district, there was no shortage of them. So after wandering around and enjoying the night lights and getting a few photos, we went up into a game center. I actually have a really funny memory from years ago, one of my first trips to Japan, coming to Sapporo and getting a snow Hatsune Miku. So I was looking for a cool snow miku, but I couldn't find any. Maya didn't find anything either, so we decided to have some ramen, Sapporo miso ramen with Sapporo beer. This was really cool in a ramen alley, once again coming out in the food video, but we came outside after our dinner and it was snowing. Yes, snowing. Since we had no luck finding something at the game center, Maya was excited when she came across a capsule she really wanted of Pingu.
I want Pingu. Okay. But the others are also cute. Ah! Oh no! No! Wait, I have to do it again.
Oh my god! Open it up! Open it up! You might be thinking, wow, you guys are eating a lot. Yeah, well, we're in Sapporo to eat. So we went to this izakaya along the street near our hotel, which looked really nice for just a light drink and snacks. And I got the nihonshu because it felt really appropriate. I was enjoying myself a lot here with the jagabata, which is another classic. Potatoes and butter are famous in Hokkaido. It was delicious. Then we hit up Seiko Mart, which is the local convenience store here in Hokkaido. You'll find it everywhere. There are so many Hokkaido exclusive ice creams and snacks. So picked up a few goodies before heading back to our hotel room, which was right along this street. It was super convenient, like a 2-minute walk to this convenience store. You can see we've got a big haul, and Maya was taking so long. I was like, I need to eat my ice cream because it was melting even in the snow because there was just so much to take in. And the cool thing about our hotel room is that we could take books from the lobby back upstairs. So I always picked a couple to bring back to my room to read at night. And that evening we were just eating all these snacks and trying them out. Like, we were just eating nonstop, which in future I will regret. But look, TV in the Japanese room, and Baby Metal was performing. So it was a very exciting evening, and I ended it with a relaxing bath before going to bed with some books. The spring season continues with Sakura-ko, a monthly Japanese artisan snack box where you can experience Japan from the comfort of your own home. Inside, there's a monthly booklet explaining cultural background as well as snack allergen info. This month, the theme is Sakura Moonlight Festival to celebrate late night sakura viewing. Of course, sakura flavored snacks are a must, so we've got seasonal sakura mochi, wagashi, candy, and more. I've rarely had plum tea before, so I really enjoyed the monthly ume pink tea inside. It was only a subtle sour flavor, so it really balanced out the sweet snacks as well. I used the sakura glass for my tea, which is also included as the monthly tableware item. My favorite snacks were surprisingly the plum flavored senbei cracker and the plum tea. Something about that pickled sour flavor is so satisfying, and I'm not usually a plum girl. If you're a sakura or Japanese snack lover, this spring Sakura Kovox is the best time to start, so grab yourself one or for a friend. Don't forget to use my discount code seerasan to save $5 off your first order. Back to the video. Usually when I travel, I love to wake up early and make the most of my time, but because I had a bit of a sore ankle still and I was very limited to how much I could walk daily, we were both taking it easy. We both slept in and just took our time. We both loved the soup curry so much we decided to have it for lunch again, and then after lunch Maya went shopping and I went back to the hotel to rest my foot and look through some magazines, and then we met up again later in the day. Maya was such a good friend and understanding of my ankle, so she was happy for us to just kind of go cafe and restaurant hopping. So we found this really cool cafe to just sit down at. Like, my ankle was really tired that first day, so another good activity for the two of us would be onsen. She had never been to an outdoor onsen, so we found a place that was a little far, so we decided to take a taxi out there and just relax for her last night in Sapporo. This was such a beautiful, nice experience. I'm glad I could be her first outdoor onsen buddy as an onsen lover myself. Unfortunately, it wasn't snowing, but she had an amazing time. It was only about 1,000 yen to go in, and we went in about 3 times, I think. In between, we had a dinner at the onsen restaurant, which was this cool kind of tatami mat space. It was soba and tempura. The food quality here wasn't amazing, but it was in-house and it's really easy and affordable. After another onsen dip, of course, an onsen milk is a must, so you know I had one. And it's Hokkaido milk, which it's Hokkaido milk everywhere in Japan, but it feels extra special when you're in Hokkaido drinking it, if you know what I mean. On the way back, we just took another taxi and hit up Seiko Mart. This was a tradition of our Hokkaido trip, and I loved it and I lived for it. I tried this Hokkaido popcorn. This was so tasty. Oh my goodness. This is the perfect hotel room snack. So if you're in Hokkaido, buy this popcorn. I swear you won't regret it. The next day, it was all me by myself again because Maya had to leave to go back to Tokyo. So I was gonna take it easy and hit up a cafe that someone recommended on Instagram. So thank you for sending this recommendation. This is Node Coffee. It was kind of hidden, but it was a really nice, peaceful atmosphere with some very tasty specialty coffee. I got a drip coffee since I felt like at this stage my stomach was kind of dying from all the food we had been eating. It was getting to me, and I don't know, there was something on my face, which I didn't realize. And that's what happens when you're by yourself filming, you don't notice stuff. I needed Maya to tell me, hey, there's like coffee on your nose. After having a coffee, I was deciding to take this day quite easy because my ankle was still sore, so there was a supermarket nearby inside the shopping center. On the way, I got distracted by all the amazing bread. Like, look at this. Too bad my stomach was actually like, no, we cannot handle this. Let's take it easy. So I resisted the temptation, went to the supermarket to get milk. I was like, I need to try all the Hokkaido milk. And you might be like, isn't your stomach sore? And I was like, yes, but I am still here for another 3 or 4 days, so I am preparing. I spent a lot on this grocery haul, which is coming in another video as well. I was exhausted by this stage, but I'm just gonna stay in and work a little bit because my hotel was quite cozy. Now this is all the stuff I got at the supermarket, some local classics like corn tea, cheese, dairy. Yeah, I know I'm a little crazy. And more Hokkaido popcorn, which I was actually just gonna bring back to Tokyo. At Seiko Mart, thankfully they had fresh produce like tomatoes, and I bought some natto, so this was gonna be my meal. I wasn't gonna eat out for lunch or breakfast that day. It was just the coffee. At the hotel, they had that book space where you could actually sit and remote work, so it was perfect for me because I had to edit and do some emails. In the evening, I think around 5 p.m, I decided that I needed to put something in my stomach, so I Wandered around to find the lightest food I could in Japan, and you'd be surprised, it's kind of hard to find light, easy meals. The best thing is kake udon, which actually I got tsukimi udon, which means there's like an egg inside. This was exactly what I needed, and it revived me. And that evening I also hit up the Parko to check out Muji. I needed some extra underwear, and I got some bath salts to just relax in my hotel in the evening. They also had a cool view of the city from above, so I liked that little aspect of this Muji. Once again, I was curious what the local convenience stores had, and the 7-Eleven had some stuff the Seiko Mart didn't, like these chuhai, and I found a milk sour. I thought the packaging was so cute. I kept it in mind because I was going to do a 24 hours of Hokkaido convenience stores, so I kept it for then. But on my walk back, I came across some hot, fresh yakimo, which is exactly what my stomach needed. Something plain, vegetable, healthy, warm. It was perfect, as well as a plain rice onigiri. And then Maya sent me messages from her flight. She got the Pokemon plane. It was amazing. I'm so happy for her. Hopefully on the way back, I'll get it. Day 5. Wow, I've already been here for nearly a week. I felt a lot better in the morning, so I could have some of my dairy, my yogurt, as well as the natto and corn tea. I started things off easy. I did some kanji practice in the morning at my hotel, did some editing and work before heading out to work at a cafe for a meeting that ended up getting cancelled. So I went all the way out here for no reason really. Oh well, because I wasn't allowed to do like online meetings in that hotel space and my room wasn't really appropriate. But I went to this really cool dry flower cafe that was kind of worth visiting anyway. I couldn't believe I stumbled across this underground, and they specialized in pies. So this was a little different, not very Hokkaido themed, but I thought this was a really fun little spot. So if you're in the area and need to remote work, you can from there. Now, on the way back, I just took my time and was surprised at the locals in shorts. I was wearing like 4 layers, I kid you not. For the rest of the day, I mostly stayed in, worked, and then continued my food adventures. I went to film a parfait because they're really famous in Hokkaido, like late night parfaits. And for dinner, I splurged and got this cheese fondue because it was on my list. And ever since I had fondue in Switzerland, I was kind of like obsessed, but this wasn't as good as the fondue in, of course, Switzerland because yeah, it was a little like the cheese was very mild and it wasn't flavorful, but I still enjoyed it nonetheless. And I dipped in potato as well as bread. I think those are the best things to dip into fondue. That evening, I just enjoyed my Muji bath salt, relaxed, and I also realized that evening I could watch the TV from my bath. That's not a premium hotel experience. I don't know what is. While I was watching the news from my bath, I realized tomorrow is going to be snowing, like a lot of snow, and your girl loves it when it snows. So I made sure that my face was feeling extra fresh. I don't usually use all these face washes, but they had them at the hotel. And I got these extremely nice cosmetics from the hotel I stayed at in Kusatsu, and I figured I should use it. By the way, if you don't have water, usually hotels have a vending machine on the first floor, so I was lucky to just be able to go downstairs and not go outside in the cold. It's snowing. It's snowing a lot. Oh my god. I couldn't contain my excitement when I woke up to this, so I made sure to have a little bit of a breakfast, a light one, and get ready because I was going on a day trip today, baby. Let's go.
Oh my god, it is snowing so much. I knew it was gonna snow when I was here. I was waiting. In Japanese, I have this word called hare onna. I feel like I'm Yuki onna. It snowed in Kusatsu, it snowed in Sapporo, even though it wasn't even in the forecast and it came.
I've done actually the Otaru day trip from Sapporo before, which is this really beautiful town, only an hour or so by train. But there was another place that I found online researching that I'd never visited. It was a onsen town that was only about an hour and a half by bus. I was a bit worried about taking a local one where I couldn't sit down. So I made sure to book a special bus journey, which ended up being the best decision because it was totally packed. You needed a ticket, otherwise you couldn't get on. I'm so excited to take you. The first stop is actually an onsen, just because logistically it made the most sense. Just got off the bus and I'm headed to an onsen, and it's gonna be a snowy onsen outdoors. Does life get any better? It really doesn't. Oh my god. My only regret on this trip is not having Maya there with me at this onsen, because outdoors in the snow, It doesn't really get better. That is the best Japan winter experience you can have, especially in some remote location like this. And an onsen like this is 1,300 yen, so no, it's not necessarily cheap, but I think it is so worth the experience. It is so magical. I think I was in there for about 30-40 minutes. It was rather chilly. I thought I'd be hotter in the water, but the snow falling on my back was quite freezing. The other women around me were also saying, "Ooh, it's so cold." There was like this shelter that I kind of stayed under. Oh yeah, in this portrait you can see it. When you come to small onsen towns like this, it's kind of a risk finding food, especially when there are a lot of places that are closed on certain days of the week. So I figured, why don't I eat at this onsen little resort? Because the Indian food here looked amazing and the staff were just so friendly. Like, look at him smiling while I was filming. This was just him being a friendly staff member. Look at the view I had. So I couldn't resist getting I think it was the tandoori chicken or butter chicken curry, and the naan was one of the best I'd had in Japan. I totally recommend it. Even on Google Maps, the reviews for this place were so high. I did think it was a bit of a random restaurant choice, but I wasn't complaining. I sat here, took in the scenery, and wrote a postcard to my family, which probably hasn't arrived because I haven't sent it yet. Oops! But I wrote it there, and that's what matters. It's because I couldn't find a post office to get a stamp to post it. Yeah. If you visit little towns, you'll know that buses don't run regularly, so I had to make sure I got on this bus. Luckily, I made it in time, otherwise I'd be waiting another hour, and my time in Jozankei Onsen is quite limited. I made sure to get off at the bus at this location. Now look how incredibly stunning it is. This is so, so beautiful. Wow. One of the things I really wanted to check out was Jozankei Shrine, which today is going to look incredible because it is just piling down with snow. And of course, a snowy shrine is one of the best shrines in Japan. It already looks magnificent. I'm in my little forest area. It's really easy to access because the bus actually has a stop right in front of the shrine. And you just walk up a few steps and you're there. Luckily for me. I made it to the main part of the shrine, and moments ago there were other tourists. It was quite loud, and now all of a sudden I'm here by myself and it's just so serene. Just me and the sounds of the snow falling down onto the ground, as well as the water rushing. So beautiful. A little disappointed there's no staff here. I kind of wanted to buy an omamori, but maybe they just don't have staff here. I don't know. It is quite remote. Everything is so wet, from my hair to my gloves, so I've decided to take out this bad boy, my umbrella. Luckily my clothing and my shoes aren't wet, so that's the main thing. It's just the gloves now. From here, I didn't really have a destination in mind. I knew of a rough area I wanted to head to, but I just started walking, and I was blown away by this view. Oh my goodness, that is so beautiful. Look at this river just covered in snow. I could not believe what I was seeing. The little park nearby was just so beautiful. It was so quiet and serene. I was so happy that I decided to take this day trip on the day I did. But please don't be like these tourists who shake trees to get photos. I saw a lot of people doing that, and that's why there's issues with foreign tourists in Japan. So please don't do that. This is Jozankei Park. It's really, really nice. I'm surprised there's not too many people around. There is an ashiyu, a footbath, but everything is wet, so I guess that's why people aren't sitting around. I just had my onsen dip. I'm feeling toasty enough that I'm not gonna take my shoes off in this freezing temperature. This bridge is one of the highlights of the town, and a lot of people come here to get their photos of the river, which I also did. I noticed a lot of 1 yen coins on the ground, so I wasn't sure if someone just dropped their whole purse or this is like kind of like a shrine. Either way, I came across the kappa mascot statues on the map area, which are a yokai, also known as a Japanese spirit from folklore, and I don't know, there are a lot of them in this town for whatever reason. I guess because the river, and they're the water, not demon, but water spirit. Anyhow, I went into the only store really open in the area to grab these eggs. Just bought some onsen tamago to put in the hot onsen water and cook. Apparently takes 20 minutes. That's a long time. At the park I was just at. So we're going back. Going back.
I don't know if I want to sit there for 20 minutes, so we'll see what I'll do. Kind of want to go to a cafe. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. But I also do want to have some legit onsen tamago.
Back out into the snow I go, carrying these 3 eggs all the way back to the park I was just at, because this is where I'm going to make my onsen tamago. There was no one else around and there was nowhere to sit and wait, but I was like, you know what? I've come all this way. We're gonna wait 20 minutes in the snow.
Gonna be honest, waiting here for 20 minutes is pretty brutal, considering there's no shelter and it is just really coming down with snow. The good news is there's no one else around, but they said be careful of crows. And I have seen a lot of freaking crows in Sapporo. I saw a woman getting attacked by one. So I'm thinking if the crow comes, they can just take my eggs. Like, I'm not battling a crow. They win. I've decided to wait by the Ashiyu. I was contemplating putting my feet in, but the water is not even hot. It was lukewarm at best. So I'm just gonna sit here, and I think my butt is getting cold, even though I'm wearing ski pants. So the crows better not come for my eggs, otherwise I'm gonna be upset.
Luckily, I brought some mikan along that I bought earlier at one of the shops in Sapporo to just enjoy while waiting. And then, what do you know, 20 minutes went by and my tamago were ready. I was like, how do I pick this up? Oh yeah, the stick nearby. That was conveniently located.
Okay, now we need to see if they're actually cooked. Oh my god, it's so warm. Oh my god, they're so warm. Thank goodness. I'm dying. Okay. I think they're cooked to perfection. Oh, look at it. Oh my god, okay. That was so good. It's so cold. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna eat one more. Oishi. Cheers, guys. Bottoms up. Oishi. So warm. It's the perfect temperature to eat. I think 3 is a lot for me, so I think I'm gonna stick with 2. Maybe I can pass it off to one of these people. But I need to go inside. I'm freezing. I was actually originally trying to stay in Josanke Onsen area for 1 night or 2 nights, but it was really difficult to organize. When I could book accommodation, the buses were full, and I was a little nervous to rely on public transportation because there is like a normal bus, but I definitely wanted to sit down, and the reserved one, you had to do it like a few days out. So next time I'm in Sapporo, 100% gonna try and book a night here. I just walked past a really cool looking ryokan. Oh my god. Snowy vending machines! I need a hot drink. It's too cold and I love the aesthetic. So let's go. I think they're sold out of the drink I wanted. I wanted a royal milk tea. Actually, they don't even have it. They're sold out of hojicha though, which would have been my next go-to. Then they just have cold royal milk tea. Who's out there drinking that? Huh?
I spent most of the rest of the afternoon just walking around some of the main sites. I came across this kappa statue, which is that same water spirit I found earlier, as well as a manhole for Hatsune Miku, which is one of the characters of Sapporo. I luckily could take shelter inside this beautiful hotel cafe that had the best seating. This was a godsend. If I didn't have this place, I might have frozen to death. I was already saturated by the stage. Of course, my inner layers were fine, but my hair soaking wet. They even had like an ashiyu where you could dine, but I was too cold to be outside, so I decided to just stay inside with my hot latte and enjoy a croissant in the warmth of the cafe space. I think I was here about 3 hours because my foot was reaching its limit. This really pushed it, and I waited for my bus, which was just like, I don't know, 100 meters up the road from this location. Whew. I will say I was really nervous the bus wouldn't come because I was just standing in this like snowy environment by myself. Thankfully it came, and I did make my way back to Sapporo. It was a very pleasant bus journey. It wasn't quite as full as the bus on the way to Josanke Onsen, but there were definitely a fair few amount of people getting on board. It dropped me off back at Susukino, so right in the heart of Sapporo. So convenient. I highly recommend that bus route if you want to go to Jozankei Onsen. You can book tickets really easily online. And I was like, what do I eat for dinner? I was pretty hungry because I only had that curry like, I don't know, 6-7 hours ago. Well, with all my research, I came across this risotto specialty store and oh my goodness, it was the best decision I ever made. Look how delicious this looks. There were like 30 different risottos you could choose from. I went for one with a bunch of veggies inside. Oh my god, if I lived here, I would be back. I would be a frequent customer. And the best way to end a day in Hokkaido is of course with some ice cream. I really wanted this one that has that really cool texture. Like look at 10 out of 10 ice cream. Do recommend. And I had to end my day with one more dip in a hot bath because my body needed it. This was my second last day in Sapporo and I wanted to take it easy after what yesterday was. It was a really long day for me. I just wanted to do one entire day of Seiko Mart Konbini haul. This is one of my least favorite things to do actually because although I love the convenience store, just eating from them is pretty brutal. So I did try my best to try all kinds of Hokkaido limited things and I honestly think it kind of is an elite convenience store. Some of the food, especially the hot food, was better than the ones in Tokyo. Shh, don't tell the Tokyo family marts and 7-Elevens. But after that, I was feeling very excited and ready to go home. You can see I had a little milk carton I'm bringing back with me to Tokyo. I didn't quite finish all those cartons in time. So that one's coming with me. We're on the bus. This was a lot better than taking the train, especially from my hotel. And once again, I was hoping for that Pikachu plane, but alas, I was on a normal Skymark plane. But next time, on another adventure. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Let me know which spot was your favorite, like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!